Hey guys, my name is Sharma with Hollywood First Look, and today we're at the LA premiere for Radical, starring Eugenio Derbez. Let's take a first look. Congratulations on the film, first of all. It's so beautiful, so moving. You gave such a great performance. When you take a character on, you have to inject so much of yourself into that person. But also, I'm wondering, what did you put into Sergio, and what are you going to take with him after you're done?
It was challenging. First of all, when you have to portray someone who existed, it's complicated and challenging. But when you have to portray someone who's still alive, that you know it's going to watch the movie, it's like a little bit intimidating. But at the same time, I had the opportunity to talk to him and to ask him a lot of questions about the character. We're similar because I'm also very radical. I'm always like going against. I'm always trying to break rules, right?
All the time.
All the time. So I felt identified with him. And but I feel that we had a great connection telling the story. He was always on set, so he was kind of supervising everything. So what you watch on screen is what really happened in real life.
You're teaming up not only with the star Eugenio, but he also helped produce it. What did he bring to this story that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
Well, I mean, first of all, his clout. I mean, he's the biggest movie star ever in Mexico and pretty much Latin America. And so when somebody with that kind of power and notoriety and following chooses to, instead of, he was literally getting Marvel offers, you know, when he instead decided, no, I want to go tell this story. I want to go back to my country. I want to make a movie in Spanish. This is what's important to me, and I want to do this. And so that like, just dedication, that sense of like, we have a responsibility here, we have a job to do, kind of set the tone. Now, it was still fun. He's still Eugenio. It was still a good time. But at the same time, the whole project was like kind of an opportunity to do things differently as well.
In my head, when I read the article, I felt like that was the differentiating factor in a teacher movie that's doing it in Mexico in Spanish with that level of realism. And that's why Chris, who I had made a movie with 17 years ago, he was the first person that came to mind, because if you'd seen his first movie, which was called Sangre de mi Sangre, it was a thriller, but it felt very real, almost neo-realistic. It was, you know, a lot of non-actors, and so that authenticity made it different and special. And I always had that feeling that if you could combine a very structured teacher movie, we've seen that genre before. There's some iconic ones like Dead Poets Society, but bring this new angle to it, it would give it something really special. And especially for this movie taking place in Mexico, it just felt like the right approach to it. So.
Yeah, I think we didn't want to shy away from the reality, from the truth of what it is like living in Matamoros. And at the same time, we also wanted to show that Matamoros is a place of inspiration and hope, which you don't actually hear really in the press that much. So this is a story that is about Matamoros being kind of a beacon of light for the rest of the world, about this breakthrough in teaching, this breakthrough in student accomplishment. And so I was pretty excited to say, look, everybody's heard these other stories. Everybody's heard the stories about cartels and narcos and all that. We know that. What else is there? This is a town of 500,000 people. Who are the other people in this town, and what do they want? What are their dreams?
The three main kids, Lupe, with Paloma, obviously, and Nico. Like, what made you choose them out of a batch of other talent?
They weren't easy to find. We looked everywhere. In fact, we couldn't find Paloma. And it wasn't until 3 o'clock in the morning one night I was going through the casting video Dropbox file of the also ran kind of reject piles, which is to say that the casting directors didn't think that I needed to see her. But I'm obsessive, and 3 o'clock in the morning, there she was. I literally woke up my wife. You know, you've got to see her. And Danilo's dad, we couldn't find Danilo in Mexico City, which is where production was based, at all. So we sent basically casting auditions, scouts to the border in Monterrey, the Tamaulipas state. And Danilo's dad was literally passing out the flyers for the audition and came home and said, hey, maybe you ought to try this.
Wow. That's a
but
great
then you see it, then you see the video audition, you say, hey, bring that guy here.
I heard on Instagram an interview of him saying that this was his dream, That's what he really wanted for years, but nobody was able to give him the opportunity to actually do this. So how exciting that is. And when you see that, the people is happy and everybody, loves the movie and everything, it's such a good feeling.
Education isn't transforming fast enough. We need to make sure that we are at the front of this, especially in the Hispanic community, where we have so many young people. The K-5 age group is going to transform this country, and we got to decide in which way we want that to happen. The more we invest in the Hispanic community from K to 5th grade, the better off not just that community will be, but this nation will be. They're going to make a significant impact, and we got to get them excited about science, about math, about everything that the teacher in the movie was getting them curious about. We need more kids excited about those things.
Usted me preguntó que por qué vine aquí. Que no quiero perder más niños. Ni uno más.
Llevarte al espacio sideral.